We have a major update on the Lakers and Brandon Ingram as his name continues to be floated around in the trade discussions of this early parts of the season. And it might be the Lakers that have a different focus on trade discussions as they look for ways to help Anthony Davis and LeBron James and one of their last best efforts for this team. And we'll also talk about the Lakers game in Atlanta. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get those Laker updates. Now, let's hop into our first story of the day, and that is Ingram is available, but are the Lakers interested? So we've got some new information on Brandon Ingram. As if you watched our last video, talked about how Brandon Ingram could be a target for the Los Angeles Lakers as they were looked as betting favorites to acquire Brandon Ingram. So this was some new information we got today as NBA scouts believe the Lakers could emerge as a potential trade destination for Brandon Ingram per Jake Fisher. I believe he writes for Yahoo Sports. So there was actually some more information into that as Jake Fisher talked about how the Lakers might not be looking towards a guy like Ingram. So this is a little bit more what he said, saying that Ingram's first NBA franchise is indeed whispered often by scouts as potential destination for Ingram in a trade. But I haven't been given any indication that the Lakers were looking to pursue him now. All credible signals circulating the Lakers suggest that LA is looking to fortify its front court and add perimeter defense to assist LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And that is that big key there because LeBron James and Anthony Davis are still on this team. And from results from that game against the Hawks, they still got it. They can still be these top dogs for this Lakers team and lead them to where they need to go. But they need the requisite help around them to really help this team and really get them through 82 and get them into the playoffs and where they want to go. So Brandon Ingram has come up as a name as maybe a possibility to shake things up or even add something different to the Los Angeles Lakers team. But if you were going to make that type of trade, it will definitely, you have to trade some rotation players and it will change the look of how the Laker offense is run and also how the look when you're trying to run the offense through Anthony Davis and then you bring in another ball handling wing who works really well in isolation and really good on his own. But in a team sense, when you're trying to build something, it's a little bit harder for it to connect the dots. So that's why it makes sense that the Lakers are looking towards that perimeter defense and or that big man, because I talked about before with this Laker team, they don't have the front court players, especially right now with Jackson Hayes recently getting injured again and then being out for probably the rest of December. And then you have Christian Wood, who we haven't gotten an update yet, but he had a setback the last time he tried to come back. And then Jared Vanderbilt, who we recently got an update, who has knee swelling, and we probably won't see him till early January. So it's going to be some time the Lakers have some front court players. And behind Anthony Davis right now, the Lakers have been kind of flipping and flopping with a couple of other two-way players, and that's Christian Koloko and Armel Tromel. And both of those guys, albeit young, they give energy, they're not the type of guys you want backing up a guy like Anthony Davis, especially if the Lakers have bigger goals at the end of the season. So the Lakers have to find some way, somehow to improve that. And albeit with a guy like Brandon Ingram, because like check out these numbers, they're terrific numbers for a guy like Brandon Ingram. 22 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 5.4 assists per game, shooting about 46% from the field and 36 from three. His corner threes aren't as high as he's shooting about 25% from that, but other than that, Brandon Ingram has pretty solid numbers and can be a guy to look at can be a guy to be looked at to score the basketball and give into late clock situations, because he can definitely get you a bucket. But that is just not what the Lakers need, because the Lakers, albeit like they've had their struggle sometimes scoring the basketball, they are more better suited to be an offensive team at this point than they are a defensive team. And they have to find ways to really shore up that defense, especially with Jared Vanderbilt not playing. So they have to find the right guys to fill in next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis without compromising the rest of the trade assets you got for trading for a guy like Brandon Ingram. I do like him. He is a good isolation player and he could be fun to have back, but at the same time, it's not the things that the Laker team needs. And a big reason why I'm going back to it, because I have to get to our next little topic here, because we have to talk about the game that the Lakers played yesterday, as the Lakers lose again to the Hawks, and this was the last game of their road trip. This 4-game road trip that they ended up 1-3 on. It was a very porous road trip with a blowout loss in Miami and Minnesota, and now they lost in overtime to the Atlanta Hawks with off the backs of Trae Young, who had a terrific game, but also LeBron James and Anthony Davis had amazing games as well. So just taking a little bit looks here at the stats here, and both Anthony Davis and LeBron James, just look at AD: 38 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 2 block shots. He did have 6 turnovers. LeBron James, though, 39 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds, had 6 3-pointers, 3 block shots, and 2 steals. He was terrific in that one. And then even they got some nice contributions from Gabe Vincent, who had 12 points, played pretty solid defense, 5 assists, played good minutes for them. And Dalton Connect had a couple of shots that he hit, had 14 points. But other than that, the Lakers were pretty much in this game off the backs of their 2 stars. But evidently their defense has failed them once again, as they were giving up a ton of points in that second half there. And it really allowed a team like the Atlanta Hawks, who is a young team, loves to run, and has a very good young star, really take advantage of those moments there for the Los Angeles Lakers. Because just take a look at this for the Hawks and their young guys. So Trae Young obviously is going to lead the charge for them. 31 points, 20 assists in that one. A nice young player that I like is Jalen Johnson. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, but off the bench is where they really destroyed the Lakers. Bogdanovich, who always plays well against the Lakers, had 20 points, 6 rebounds. DeAndre Hunter had 5 3-pointers, 26 points, and then Onyeka Okongwu, young guy out of Chino Hills High School, 15 points, 6 rebounds off the bench. So he had an impact as well, and that really took it to the Los Angeles Lakers, and they were able to take advantage of a few Lakers late games mishaps once again to overcome the Lakers and be able to get the win against the Lakers in overtime. So this is just another disappointing loss for the Los Angeles Lakers team, and it just reinforces the part from my first part of this story is the Lakers have to get guys to really help out LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because once you get this type of effort from these players, it is very hard for them to keep replicating this, especially when they come in losses like this. If the Lakers were able to hold on and get a win and take care of things late, then I would have a whole different tone and tenor to this, and not more of disappointment, which is what we've been feeling here for these last few Laker games, as they've now dropped, I believe it's 2 out of 6 in their last 8 games, and they've really been struggling here as they sit at 12 and 11, and they're just 10th in the Western Conference, as almost like 2 weeks ago, they were 4th in the Western Conference. So a lot has changed just here in these past couple of weeks, and it's just to do with the fact that the Lakers just don't have that complete roster to really help out LeBron James and AD. So it's up to a guy like Rob Pelinka and Jeanie Buss to try to find some ways to really help this team. Brandon Ingram, that's an interesting start, but they have to find those guys like that perimeter guard type of player that can possibly get downhill and score the basketball, and then maybe even a big man to really help out Anthony Davis and LeBron James, especially in the defense and rebounding category. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of what you guys think of Brandon Ingram. Do you think he should be a guy the Lakers should be going after, or should we be going after some of these other players? Like I've seen here some of these comments recently, like a guy like Walker Kessler, or a guy like Colin Sexton, or somebody of those manner. Let us know in the comments down below. And just one more thing for us, guys. There is about 83% of you who are recently subscribed to the channel and have not yet subscribed. So if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, just every and all things Lakers basketball, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of it. All right, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.